Position on the bill.
My name is Jennifer Allman, and I represent the Roman Catholic Bishops of Texas through the Texas Catholic Conference, and we are testifying opposed to the bill today. We have a vital interest in the Advanced Directives reform, given its obvious importance for the lives of countless critically ill and disabled people. We maintain at the outset that all human life, no matter how disabled or critically ill, is of quality and incomparable worth and no less entitled to adequate health care. Catholic teaching is clear that we have a duty to preserve our life and to use it for the glory of God. But the duty to preserve life is not absolute, for we may reject life-prolonging procedures that are insufficiently beneficial or excessively burdensome. As you know, the bishops have worked to address our concerns with the current Advanced Directives law in several legislative sessions, specifically by supporting efforts to include nutrition and hydration as ordinary care, as well as to extend the number of days for transfer when a hospital ethics committee has determined that treatment is inappropriate. Bishop Mark Seitz, the auxiliary bishop of Dallas, has said, the patient and his or her family should be the first, but not the only concern of legislation impacting end-of-life care. Issues related to the death experience are profoundly important, not only to patients, families, and communities, but also to healthcare professionals who are involved and who want to provide the most compassionate care possible. Natural death with dignity is the primary goal of every individual and institution engaged in this process. Unfortunately, the approach taken by this bill is one that we must oppose. The bishops are respectful of the perspectives and concerns of patients and their families. However, treatment until transfer is unacceptable. We strongly believe that such a policy is not in the best interest of patients because it only prolongs patient suffering and artificially delays death with no real benefit to the patients. It also fails to respect the consciences and professional integrity of the physicians and other healthcare providers by requiring them to indefinitely honor requests for treatments they consider unethical. The first duty of a healthcare provider is to promote the best interest of their patients, not their patients' families or the community at large. We do support extending the amount of time for transfer to a minimum of 21 days, but with a firm deadline rather than requiring treatment pending transfer when an ethics committee determines that treatment should be discontinued. Legislation on the Advanced Directives issue is complex and contentious, as you will hear today, and the final outcome can literally end lives or save lives. For this reason, we call on the leadership to have an Advanced Directives reform interim study rather than attempting to resolve such a complex issue at this point in the session with pressing budget and redistricting issues. While we oppose this bill, the Texas Catholic Conference is committed to continuing to work with all of you and with other members of the legislature to improve the end-of-life care on behalf of patients and their families.
Members, any questions? Representative Neistat?
I'm very curious. If this bill were drafted to extend the 10-day period to 21 days, do you think you would be supportive of it?
I can't say that we would be supportive of this particular bill if it did that. If that were a component of this bill, we would, as I mentioned before, the reason we push for an interim study is making one small tweak, and one small tweak we don't feel is the right approach. The nutrition and hydration provisions also need to be addressed, and this bill does address those. We think there's a slightly different way to address them. But in reviewing the bill and trying to determine our position on it, the first guiding principle the bishops looked at was their strong opposition to treatment pending transfer. We did support Committee Substitute 439 in the 2007 legislative session, which had those things in place, but that bill had a lot of other differences from this bill. And so I can't say that that's the only provision, which is why we are testifying opposed rather than on and asking for that change.
Mr. Chairman?
Are you done? Representative Lovenberg?
Hi. Do y'all take a position on a woman's right to choose?
Yes, we do.
What's y'all's position?
We believe that all life has value and that abortion is not an option.
At any level?
At any level, at any point, at any time.
Okay.
Absolutely. Our position on all life issues, the bishops are very consistent that all life is of value and of worth, and that quality of life decisions should not be made at any end of the spectrum.
The decision to terminate life, beginning or end, should not be made on the basis
of
quality.
Quality of life.
Quality.
That is correct.
Okay. And why, if, as Representative Neistat said, that if you could change the bill to deal with the 10-day transfer. It looks like that's kind of the big issue going on here. Y'all couldn't support that?
Again, this bill has other elements, and we didn't testify on the fullness of the bill. We focused on the treatment.
What's another element that you wouldn't support?
I'd have to look back at it again. I haven't looked at it again today. I haven't seen the committee substitute that he referred to this morning, or this afternoon, I guess.
But that's the big issue for you.
That nutrition and hydration being handled adequately is a big issue for us.
And that's in here.
It is. We would handle it in a slightly different way than it's handled in here. Nutrition and hydration, we believe that artificial nutrition and hydration are ordinary care, but there also comes a point when the body is unable to assimilate that, and when the provision of nutrition and hydration can exacerbate a major medical condition. And so in terms of the ethics language that the Catholic Church uses when referring to nutrition and hydration, this bill isn't exactly what we use. It's better, that particular piece of it is better than what's in current law, but it's not exactly what our ethicists use when evaluating that language.
I'm curious. I know we have a lot of witnesses, and so this may get answered, but so you're here on behalf of the Catholic bishops.
Yes.
Are you aware of what other religions, Baptists, etc.,
I'm not sure if the Baptists are coming over today for this bill. In the previous two legislative sessions, they shared our position. In 2007, we issued a joint letter, and in 2009, we issued a joint letter. I've talked with them about the issue, and they're concerned about it, but you'd have to ask Susie Painter or Stephen Reeves to come and let you know their official position.
Well, okay, I should say it yes that way. In the past, what about other denominations? Yeah.
You'd have to pull those denominations individually.
Well, no, I'm just asking. In the past, do you know if they took the same position you did, or?
In the past, I don't know that the other denominations formally took positions.
Okay.
Individual clergy have, but in terms of the only other denomination that's taken a formal statewide position that I'm aware of are the Baptists,
okay.
And they shared our position.
Thank you.
I have one more question.
Representative Nation?
Yes.
You have weighed in on this very important issue in the 07 session and the 09 session.
Yes, we have.
Has your position been consistent?
Absolutely consistent. Yes.
Members, any other questions for the Catholics?
Thank you.